it's Cass. Welcome back to my channel, What Cass Read. Today we are going to do my final Christmas-themed, holiday-themed book tag of the month of December because for me, for those who celebrate Christmas, Christmas Eve is on Monday and I'm really excited to be with some family members. It's also a fun fact, my parents' wedding anniversary, so I'm really excited to also be with them over the holidays as well. So this is going to be the 12 days of Bookmas tag. Got the questions on my phone as per usual, so let's get to it. All right, the first question is, A Partridge in a Pear Tree, a book whose plot and genre seem like an unlikely pairing. For that book, I have The Changeling, written by Victor LeValle. This was actually the very first book that I read for the entire year of 2018. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. There's already a whole review of this book up on my channel, and I love this book. I've mentioned it a couple other times in some book recommendations, but this is a book that's considered literary horror. I don't often read a lot of literary horror, or any horror for that matter. There's a young man named Apollo. He is married with his wife. They just have their first child. There's a very tragic act that happens to his family and his son goes missing. The reason why the plot and the genre seem like an unlikely pairing, because as the plot of this book moves forward, it sort of drifts into more of the fantastical, more things happen, if you know what a changeling is in the myths. So is it a horror novel? Is it a fantasy novel? I found it to be a delightful, beautiful mix of both. Okay, question number 2 is Two Turtle Doves. Your favorite character pairing, romantic or non, or you can even cross fandoms if you want. So my favorite fictional pairing. As if I could have any other answer for this question, this is The Golden Fool, written by Robin Hobb, and the character pairing that I'm referring to is Fish Chivalry Farseer and the Fool. They start as childhood friends, they grow into adult friends, and all of the complexities that can come with growing up together. There's this prophecy of the catalyst and the prophet and their relationship as they maneuver this prophecy, the magic that they encounter together, the other characters that may come and try and poison them against one another. There's 9 books about these two characters, and for those of you Hobb fanatics, I think you'll understand why I chose this book out of all the ones to represent Fish Chivalry and the Fool. So that's just a little nod from me to you. Question number 3 is Three French Hens, a chunky trilogy that you love. And I could bore you all with like a bunch of Robin Hobb trilogies, but I won't do that to you. I have decided to go with one of my favorite original fantasy trilogies that I had ever come across, and that is the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now you could say this isn't a trilogy because maybe some purists say that it was originally published in 1 volume. I understand that, but it is currently published now as a trilogy. I have these old mass market paperback editions. I love the artwork on these. Let me give you a little bit of a close-up. There's Fellowship. So if you're fans of Fellowship, you understand that that's Arwen and the Ring Wraiths when she brings the river about them. Here's the Two Towers, so we have Frodo and Samwise Gamgee. And then the Return of the King with this beautiful illustration of Minas Tirith. So I know I could update my copies, but I love the illustrations on these, so trilogy that I love. Okay, question number 4 is 4 Calling Birds. 4 characters you'd like to have a chat on the phone with. So I took this question that I'm having individual conversations with these characters on the phone, not as like a group chat. The first one that I want to mention is Lord John Grey in the Diana Gabaldon Outlander universe. I would just want to like get all the dirt from him. I want to know his feelings. I want to know his feelings about Jamie. I want to know his feelings about his family. Like, I want all the dirt. And I feel like Lord John is positioned really uniquely amongst all of these characters, and I just want to know his honest thoughts. He's also a gentleman, and he's well connected in various social circles, so I think he'd have a lot to say aside from like his personal thoughts and feelings about Jamie. This is Lethal White, written by Robert Galbraith. This is book number 4 of the Camoran Strike series, and I would want to talk to Camoran and Robin on the phone, and in this scenario I'm envisioning myself as perhaps an informant for them. Like, I don't necessarily know what information I'm gathering for them. In my mind, for this phone call, I'm gonna be one of their informants, and I think that would be super fun. Actually, I don't know if any of you have watched the TV series. It's on Cinemax. It's really great. It was on BBC, and then for US viewers, they were able to get the rights on Cinemax, and I finally was able to watch the 3 seasons that they have out. It was really well done. I really enjoyed it. This is A Court of Mist and Fury, written by Sarah J. Maas, and I would want to talk to Moore or Morgan, but she's a member of the Court of Dreams, and she just ends up taking Feyre under her wing. She's so positive. She's like the positive, affirming girlfriend that you always want. I don't hang out with a lot of women, but when I do, I want them to be like really positive and non-competitive. And that's exactly what Morgan is. She uses her charm and her beauty, and it's just to share the love with everybody. And sometimes you need that when you're on the phone. Maybe you're down in the dumps, you call up your girlfriend, and she'll be there to pick you up. And then the final character that I want to talk on the phone with, this is Soulless, written by Gail Carriger. This is book number 1 of the Parasol Protectorate, and I want to talk to Lord Akaldama, who is a vampire, but like a really bougie vampire, and he has all the gossip. He's very eccentric, but he has his own informants around the city. He has his own little love boys and his own little love nest, and he rejects the vampire clan in London, the main one. He's his own vampire. Sometimes you also just need to sit on the phone and gossip. Question number 5. 5 golden rings. A character whose jewelry, or let's be lenient, include general fashion that I would love to copy. So this is Saga, written by Brian K. Vaugh and Fiona Staples. This is book 1, so this includes volumes 1 through 3 of the Saga graphic novel series, and I would love to have Alana's style. Now, I know Alana, who is our main female character, there are some moments where she's literally wearing a sack, but she makes it work. And when she finally gets clothes that are fitted to her, I mean, they're just cool. They're like cool tank tops, cool jackets, like really great leggings that are really versatile, and she can kick ass in them, but also just be comfortable in and lounge around in. And she's like this alien super mom, and I love her. I know it's a graphic novel, but every single time I look at her in a tank top, I'm like, damn, I gotta work out my shoulders, because she has great shoulders she can show off in her tank tops. All right, question number 6 is 6 Geese a-Laying, a trilogy that I'd like to see get 3 more books. This is Red Sister, written by Mark Lawrence. This is book number 1 of the Book of the Ancestor trilogy. I'm currently in the middle of Grey Sister, and then Holy Sister is coming out in April, and I'm so hyped for it. But I just already know that I need more from these characters. I know I'm gonna need more from this whole universe and this whole world. Nuns that are assassins and like hone their skills with fighting and throwing stars and poisons. How could I not want more of this series? Question number 7 is 7 Swans A-Swimming, a water-based book that I would recommend, and that includes pirates, mermaids, Thulus, whatever. I don't really need to go into a great explanation about this. This is the only maritime trilogy that you will need in your life. This is Ship of Magic, written by Robin Hobb. This is book number 1 of the Live Ship Traders trilogy. You need the whole trilogy in your life. It has sea serpents, dragons, magical talking ships, and an amazing cast of characters, so go pick up this trilogy right now. Question number 8 is 8 Maids a-Milking. Favorite book set in the country and or a farm? I really wanted to think outside the box for this whole tag because there's so many great questions. So this is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, written by C.S. Lewis. Narnia is its own country, but before the kids get to Narnia, they are sent from London into the country because lots of families were sending their children outside of London during World War II to the country to stay with different families, and that's how this book was inspired by, because C.S. Lewis was hosting some children in his home. The Pevensey children are sent into the country, and that's how they end up stumbling across the wardrobe that gets them into Narnia. Question number 9 is 9 Ladies Dancing, a character that I'd like to dance with, and it doesn't have to be a slow dance. So the character that I would pick, this is Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. I would pick Fred Weasley. Fred Weasley is my favorite out of all of the Weasleys, and I think it's important when you're picking a dance partner that it has to be someone that you can have fun with. You end up just feeling more free, more relaxed. We know that Fred, Weasley, and Angelina had a great time at the Yule Ball, so that's why I would like to dance with Fred Weasley. All right, question number 10 is 10 Lords a-Leaping, a lordly, princely, royal, rich, whatever character that I'd like to see leap off a bridge. This is Game of Thrones, written by J.R.R. Martin. The royal character that I would love to see jump off a bridge is Cersei Lannister. You know, I was thinking about that favorite villains video that I did. I didn't include Cersei, which was a mistake. She is one of the most vile characters that I've ever come across, and I would love nothing more than for her to jump off a bridge. Question number 11 is 11 Pipers Piping. A character you think would be most likely to hire a band to serenade you. Again, I didn't really go for a romantic character. I went for The Final Empire, written by Brandon Sanderson, and the character that I'm picking is Sazed because he is so loyal. And I feel like if Vin was truly like down in the dumps and was like, just need like a little song, he would go the extra mile and get a band for her. So I think Sazed would also do that for me. Like maybe if I was like, I'm just feeling kind of down in the dumps. Not only would he get a band for you, but he'd probably call a pizza ahead and have a pizza delivered so you can just like, you don't have to think about it. You don't have to think about a thing because he's got you taken care of. All right, the final question, 12 drummers drumming. Drum roll, please. Pick a book you love so much that you feel it deserves a drum roll. And if you can, make it something you haven't already talked about this year. This is The Kite Runner, written by Khaled Hosseini. This always, to me, deserves a drum roll. This really resonated with me because I think this might have been maybe the first time that I had read an Own Voices novel as an adult, and there were just so many things in here that I had never considered before. I'd never known about Kabul, Afghanistan before. I would give this all the drum rolls. I've read all 3 of Khaled Hosseini's books that he has out right now, and each one is just so damn poetic. I was in college and my roommate's boyfriend had this book just sitting out, and I picked it up and I read the first chapter and I was like, well, I need to buy this book now. All right, everyone, so that was my take on the 12 days of Bookmas book tag and my final Christmas themed book tag of the month. And this was a really fun tag to do. There were just so many different kinds of questions and I really had to think outside the box for them, so I loved it. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, I'm at WhatCastRead. It's the same as this channel, so it should be super easy to find. You can chat with me there. And then of course, Goodreads, that link will always be listed down below, so you can find me and we can chat about books on Goodreads. Otherwise, you know how these videos end. I will talk to you later. Bye.